Testing out Quake 2 RTX on my laptops, the Asus TUF A15 with the Nvidia RTX 2060. I've had this game ever since I had the laptop, I just haven't gotten around to starting it. So here's my graphics settings. I'm going to be using vertical sync. And I have it outputting on over an HDMI cable to a 4K television, so by default it tried to run the game at 4K native, so I have the resolution scaling down to 50%, which gives me 1080p because it runs like crap. And I got everything cranked up except for these reflections. I got it left at 2. And you'll see why I left the VSync on in a minute. What else did I change? Sound, I installed the OGG CD track files inside the game directory, so it should have the CD music now. And for the screen setup, I changed the HUD scaling to 4x, so you can see the health meter bigger. See, I'm running a little bit over 30 frames a second in this enclosed area with those settings. And it gives you the option to change the time of day with a keyboard command. You can see my guy's reflection here as I'm toggling the light. Does the reflection of the gun. Yep, you can see it in the glass. That's pretty cool. I used to, well actually I still have it. It's in my drawer. I have the original CD-ROM version. Initially I bought it and I was playing this in software mode until I got a Canopus Pure 3D. It's a Voodoo 1 card. And it's the Voodoo 1 card that had 6 megs of RAM instead of the normal 4. It had 2 for the frame buffer, but 4 for texture memory. And it was such a huge difference playing and using the GL Quake. So this is more natural lighting from the gunshots, because you used to have a glowing orb around your gunshots. The original version. And that's cool that you can see the reflection of the wall light on the gun. For this, they also gave you an added item. It's a flare launcher, and it has a little chrome band that also reflects light. Shoot a little flare, and it gets reflected inside the chrome band as well. It's very neat. To shoot it underwater, so you can find a secret area. See if these armor shards reflect the light. Yep. They reflect the ambient light. That's very cool. Most recently I played this game on Xbox 360. Still working on it, never got around to finishing it for some reason. The 360 version, it's a bonus disc. If you had Quake 4, you get the whole game of Quake 2, but it runs at 1080p. And 60 frames a second with a bunch of lighting enhancements and filtering enhancements. That is so cool. Part of the reason I bought this laptop was because of the RTX card. Wanted to mess around with ray tracing, even though it's basically Gen 1 ray tracing. It's going to be pretty primitive. And I'm hoping, oh that's cool, water surface, you can see your hand, the gun, reflecting the light. I can't tell if it's reflecting the gunshot on the surface, but I wanted to mess around with ray tracing card. Yeah, the enemies glow. Unfortunately, this is basically entry-level RTX card, and even that, it's a low end because it's the laptop's the 90-watt version, so it can't clock as high as a desktop card. You see, basically just getting 30 FPS. But that's fine, still looks good. Switch to the flare. So you can see the hidden item here. Silencer, can't move my keybind to turn it on. Switch the weather out here. I should say switch the lighting. Toggle it to the brightest. Oh, and something with Quake 2 that I don't like, your little starter pistol here, it does not shoot where the reticle is. See that? It's got an extreme right-hand bias. I think it's like zeroed for extreme distances. Yeah, so this pistol's probably zeroed for 50 yards. So you always have to do a right-handed holdover when you're shooting enemies up close. Like how the armor reflects that. Let's see if you can get the armor reflecting in the flare launcher. Does it recognize it? Yeah, I didn't notice that it was in there. Toggle this to dark. Love how the light just travels through there. You can see the enemy glowing. That's cool. So annoying how they duck. The other annoying thing is if they're standing in a row and you down one, the guy that gets down blocks all your shots. So they redid all the texture work in this game too. There's the shotgun. They added a light on the shotgun, but it does not appear that that light is a emissive source. It's not shining green on any of the terrain. And I could have swore those were supposed to blow up that crack in the floor. Green on the shotgun doesn't appear to be emitting on the walls. Now the cool thing about the ray tracing, especially in the dark, is it gives away the position of the enemies because their gunshots are so bright. Oops. Toggle the lights back on. So yeah, got the V-Sync turned on to stop screen tearing, but yeah, I don't gotta worry about 60 FPS here, or outpacing the refresh rate of my TV. So this is basically running how I ran it when I had my first Voodoo card. But that's fine for Gen 1 technology. I'm sure the next generation of RTX cards is going to far surpass this. Gonna laugh at this performance. That's really cool. Does not recognize the lights on the new weapon models they did though. So annoying that they duck. choppy. The lighting on these generic characters is also pretty good. It's very realistic. Don't let me get that machine gun. This is why you need a mouse in this game, so you can pull this muzzle down. That's what's hard about playing this on the 360 version. Man, it's hard to pull this muzzle down with the control setup they have on the analog sticks. Don't block my shots. Hopefully YouTube doesn't make this look nasty with the dark sky. Brighten it up. That reflection is cool. Got the whole level behind me. That is awesome. This water looks really good. It's got the reflection of the whole level in the water. Submerge. Give me the regular pistol. It's a weird glowing effect. Get out of my way. Alright, so that's trying it out on the RTX 2060 laptop version on Asus TUF A15. I wasn't paying attention to the temperatures, but it doesn't look like it's stressing this thing out too much. We'll call it quits for now.